Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. With the Halloween season coming up now in October, there's a couple of things that I want to present to all of you, in which maybe some of you already know, and maybe some of you don't. And I also want to share a personal scary story. And I'm going to be using this intro whenever I do a scary story pertaining to, for the Halloween season, for the month of October. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know yet if I'm going to explore any particular places that are rumored to be haunted. I'm dying to do one right now. I've been doing some research on haunted Wisconsin and trying to find the best place. There is one place that's very, very extremely popular, but now it's a bitch and a half to get there, to go in there, because it's a haunted cemetery, and a lot of people, according to popular rumor, it's really, really fucking scary. But now they got, they did something with the fences, and they got security patrolling the area. So, especially now, if they catch trespassers, that's it, you're going to get arrested. But aside from that, I'm sure there's other places, but I'm going to try to find one that's known to be very, very scary. So I don't know. There is one story in particular that I wanted to share with all of you, and I haven't told about this before, but it is really it's disturbing, and I don't know. It just doesn't. Well, this is basically a sleep paralysis story, and it does relate to what I'm about to show you. Of course, when I was 16, I got introduced into playing the Ouija board with some friends of mine when I went over to a friend's house. And we talked to different various spirits and stuff like that. And of course, at that age, you get hooked on it. That's the kind of thing. And I have done a do's and don'ts type of video on the Ouija board. For those of you who want to check it out, just look under Dare to Speak, Ouija board do's and don'ts, and you'll find all the information that you want. I had a board. Well, I had one made for me one time, and that's when things got really, really scary. And I noticed that there was times when I would sleep, and then I would feel paralyzed, and I would feel the covers being pulled down, and something, standing next to my bed watching me. And for those of you who don't know, again, like I said before earlier in this video, this is what I found out. Yeah, that was interesting, and I could strongly relate to it. The second part, though. The first part of, I did not know that the word Ouija means, that it actually meant that. I didn't know that. that was interesting. So now going back to the story, there's been times where that happened, and of course, the most terrifying, overwhelmingly terrifying thing that ever happened to me when I was grabbed from my ankles and pulled off the bed. And I was not in sleep paralysis. I actually woke up and I felt a presence. I was able to move, and that's when I was pulled off the bed and I was holding on to dear life, punching and kicking. And at the same time, to see the fucking creature sitting next to your bed. I can't think of anything more terrifying than that. And it was a reptilian. It was something that I remember seeing when I was a kid that terrified me. Now, I would show you how it looks like. There is a drawing, but I did a video on how this creature looked like as far as just the part of his face. I forgot what the title was, but I guess you're going to have to scroll down and find it because I did over 800 videos. And I don't know which one it is right now. I do have a drawing of the complete face. But if I showed it to you now, it's going to look more like a cartoonish kind of thing. And I don't know, it just won't have the same effect if it was drawn by a professional, which I plan to do later. So if you guys want me to do I'm still pushing for it. So, and since this is Halloween, the Halloween season, I'll get around to it. But it's something that you do not ever want to go through. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody, not even the worst of my enemies. I would not wish this on them, because it's beyond terrifying. You do not want to know what it's like. Believe me, you don't want to know. I'd rather get mugged by a group of gangbangers, like last time when I got mugged before. I'd rather go through that, being scared of whether or not I'm going to get killed, than to experience another terrifying encounter like that. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will agree with me that they'd rather get mugged than to be grabbed by some alien reptile and thrown, around the room and violently just manhandled. Trust me, you don't want that shit to happen. There was one moment where I saw the shadow man, or where he was wearing a hat. I saw that only once in my whole life. And for whatever reason, he did not want me to look at his face. I do have a psychic ability. I do have an intuition that's very high. When the arousal of fear activates from a paranormal event. When I turned and I was able to see, of course, it wasn't my physical body. I was paralyzed. It was after 3 a.m. Because I remember because when the whole thing was over and I looked at the clock, it said 3:49. It was close to 4 a.m. It was my astral body that I was sleeping on my left side, and then I used to wake up. Not wake up, but my astral body came out, and I turned and I saw what it was, and I saw a tall shadow figure of a man. It was like a dark silhouette shadow, and he was wearing a hat. And there was it's what they would call the Hat Man. And he just leaned over and he pushed my face and he said, no. Like he did not want me to look at his face, to look at him. Why the fuck not? Back then I thought that's what I was thinking, but the real reason is because of the fact that if I were able to look right into his face, into his eyes, if I could see his eyes, I would be able to read his mind. and know exactly what he is. Now, there's times where I saw other types of alien beings, but I would say like about 80% of the time of all my sleep paralysis that were terrifying, it was always goblins and elves. And that's the most terrifying thing, is to hear that chuckle, that sinister laugh. And for those of you who can actually relate to this, it's the most terrifying thing you could ever hear, is to be paralyzed, not be able to move, and once you're able to at least see what's around you, you start to hear that chuckle. Again, it's the most terrifying thing you could actually even encounter. There's nothing that I could think of that's worse than that. I mean, I'd rather get mugged than to go through something like that again. I'd rather be chased by a dog, a pit bull, who might, tear me up, than to go through something like that again. That's how scary it is. Anyways, hopefully for the Halloween season, I'm going to start my intro like that. Only when I talk about scary stories. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.